Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be how to lose weight without counting calories. Okay, Trenny. Mommy is in the middle of something. I love you. If you guys are not new here, then you may know that I just had a baby 4 months ago, and before I got pregnant, I was not counting my macros. If you're not new here also, you may have been following me from the beginning of my YouTube journey, and when I first started on YouTube, I was documenting my bikini prep series, so I was obviously really deep into counting macros and counting calories and losing weight and losing fat without or with weighing all my food and everything like that. So first thing is first, I think counting macros and counting calories is extremely helpful. I'm an online personal trainer and an online coach, and I have my clients count their macros and weigh out their food because that is the most accurate way to lose weight and to lose fat and to, make progress, because you know how much you're taking in, and in order to lose weight, in order to lose fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit, which means however many calories you're eating and you're staying the same weight, that's your maintenance calories. In order to lose weight and to lose fat, you have to eat below that. So you can do so many different things to create that negative energy balance. That's the main thing, is creating a negative energy balance. So it's not only how many calories you're intaking, but it's your energy expenditure during your workouts, during your non-exercise activity, which is your NEAT. That's basically just like what you're doing throughout the day, like walking to the grocery store, walking to the car, walking to the bathroom, things like that. I wanted to give you guys some tips on how I personally am going about this like postpartum journey without counting calories and without counting macros. Obviously, I have counted calories and macros for years and years and years. I'm thinking of doing an updated fitness journey. If you guys are interested in that, then let me know in the comments below. I did one a really long time ago, but I feel like a lot has happened since then, and it's just like I can kind of go over some of the same stuff, but yeah. So I just wanted to give you guys some tips on how to lose fat and how to lose weight without counting calories, because counting calories is not for everyone. And while I do think that it is very beneficial, if you do count calories or macros for a couple of years, you can then kind of do what I did, like how many calories you're intaking without being so meticulous with weighing your food all the time and things like that. So I wanted to give you guys some normal, honest tips, no crazy things, because you see a lot of crazy things these days, and a lot of those things you should just ignore because it's not even worth it. So I wanted to give you real and just great tips on how to lose fat without counting calories or macros. My first tip is going to be to eat mostly whole foods. And when I say whole foods, I mean foods in their most natural state. So anything like vegetables, of course. Fill up always with vegetables first and foremost, because vegetables are just the perfect food, in my opinion. They have obviously vitamins and minerals and so many nutrients, and they're low in calories and high in fiber usually, and they fill you up. So mostly whole foods, mostly vegetables. But yeah, so whole foods is anything with very minimal ingredients and that doesn't come from a package. So like I said, vegetables, fruit is amazing, lean meats, beans, rice, all the different kinds of grains. Yeah, really just that is what a whole food is anything with very minimal ingredients that doesn't come from a package. So obviously things like cereal, which I love cereal, let's be real, I eat cereal all the time, but just cereal, potato chips, things like that, those are processed foods and more packaged foods that are typically higher in calories and don't really fill you up as well. So that's my first tip, is gonna be stick to whole foods. First and foremost, that should make up majority of your diet. My second tip will be to focus on your portion sizes. So if you are, eating and you're kind of aware of what you're eating, and you're maintaining your weight, all you need to do is kind of just cut down your portion sizes a little bit, and this can be done by eyeballing. It doesn't have to be to the T exactly, whatever. So if you normally eat something like this much chicken, like 2 fistfuls, you can just cut one of them in half, or have this much chicken. Or if you have a potato, if you have this much of potato or this much rice, cut it in half, things like that. If you just slowly eyeballing, using your eyeballs obviously, and you can find different things on the internet where it's like a palm is like 3 ounces of protein, a thumb is like 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. That is usually like, I don't know, it's kind of confusing to some people, I feel like. So if you just like are aware of what you're eating and you just slowly like make small changes. Don't completely like just cut everything in half, because obviously then you'll be starving, but just slowly make some more changes and things like that. Or like if you normally use like a tablespoon of olive oil to saute your vegetables, use like a teaspoon, you know, or half a tablespoon, and then slowly, things like that. You don't, obviously you don't have to cut it out completely, but you guys get the gist. And really quick, back to the whole foods thing. If you also stop eating out as often maybe, and maybe cut down on your alcohol consumption. So if you're the type of person that eats out a lot and drinks a lot of, whenever you eat out, it's obviously going to be a lot higher in calories than if you're going to make your food at home, and it usually is going to have more ingredients, things like that. Or if you are you drink a lot of alcohol a lot of times, then that is more empty calories that doesn't fill you up. So if you just slowly cut back on that, maybe instead of eating out every other day, eat out like every couple of days, and then slowly, you know, keep it to weekends, things like that. First is whole foods mostly. Second is portion sizes. My next tip is going to be fill up on voluminous foods. So I mentioned this obviously in my first tip. If you focus on eating foods that are lower in calories but that are going to keep you full, it's going to help you a lot. So I personally, if you guys watch my what I eat in a day videos, I love to have a huge salad a day, either at dinner if I'm fasting all day and I have a huge dinner, or I'll just have a huge salad like as a meal, because, and I load it up on vegetables. So I have romaine, spring mix, carrots, mushrooms, tomatoes, sometimes I put strawberries and things like that. If you put all of that in a salad, that's gonna fill you up. And if you eat that first, that'll fill you up, and you might not need as much potato, or you might not need as much tortilla chips, or you know, whatever else you're eating with dinner. If you fill up on foods that are more voluminous, that'll help you a lot too. So my fourth tip is going to be to listen to your body. And this is so important, because I think a lot of times when people focus on a fat loss regimen, or, you know, are trying to lose weight, you know, sometimes you are gonna have to get hungry and you're gonna have to get uncomfortable, but I'm a firm believer in always listening to your body. If you feel like shaky or dizzy or extremely tired, or just you don't feel right, listen to your body. I want you to be eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. Look who decided to join me. Ow! Get off my hair. Oh, okay. Is that why you woke up early from your nap? Ah! Rah! So like I was saying, I am a firm believer in listening to your body. No matter what, I think your body knows best. And I don't want you to be starving if you're trying to lose fat. You don't have to be freaking dying to lose weight or lose fat, or, you know, make progress in the gym. You can, like I said, this needs to be a lifestyle first of all, but I know that, you know, when you are losing fat and you are trying to lose weight, you have to be, you know, eating less calories and maybe doing more exercise or doing more activity just in general. And yeah, you will probably be hungry sometimes, just the reality of it. But I do think it's important to listen to your body and, you know, just not always be so strict, I guess, because I know in the past for me, I have been so restrictive, and like I didn't listen to my body for like 3 years. I wasn't getting my period. Like I was just like, don't care, I want to be skinny as fuck, and that's really all I cared about. And that really just like made, like, put my health in the down the drain, down the toilet. So listening to your body is extremely important. Sometimes you just need to do what's best for you. My fifth tip is going to be to exercise, obviously. A huge misconception, especially if you are a beginner, is that you should not lift weights when you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to lose fat. So I think that's complete BS. I think everyone should always have a proper weight training program and a proper lifting program. Now, if you don't like weightlifting, you know, you don't have to do anything that you don't like to do. I don't personally love cardio, but I do it anyway because it's good for my heart and it's good for obviously fat loss, and just it feels good. You know, the act of cardio is not always great, but afterwards I love it. And sometimes I do love cardio, but you know, I think lifting weights is really good for obviously your bones and just for your health in general, but you don't have to do anything that you don't like to do. It's kind of like how Some people hate running and they just don't run, and that's fine. But I do think exercise, any type of exercise that you enjoy is important. I personally think that if you want to get the shape that you want, that lifting weights is the best way to do it. Because a lot of times people are like, I want to be toned. Well, the reality is there's really no such thing as toning. You can't tone a muscle. When people see someone like, oh, she's so toned, I want to be toned like her, using those words in quotations. Basically, the person that they're looking at has built a solid foundation of muscle and then has lost that fat to reveal that muscle. That's basically what being toned is. So I do think a proper training program is the best way to get the shape that you want. Cardio and any other type of exercise is great for staying healthy, for weight loss, for fat loss, things like that. But if you want, like, you know, the booty and the back and the shoulders and things like that, obviously it's going to come from weightlifting. So just keep that in mind. But any type of exercise obviously is going to further that negative energy balance and is going to help you in your fat loss journey or your weight loss journey. So my 6th tip is going to be to splurge in moderation. Now, I always hear the word cheat meal, and I'm not a fan of that because I personally eat whatever I want. And, you know, I go out to eat pretty often and I have dessert every single night, but I do think it's important to splurge in moderation. Obviously, you don't want to have, you know, fast food for every single meal, or you don't want to be eating, you know, I don't know, just eating well over your caloric intake every single day. Because when you do go out to eat, or you have alcohol, or you know, eat cheesecake, you are probably likely going to be well over your maintenance calories, because those things are just higher in calories, and it's just the reality of it. And that's totally fine. And I think that, you know, allowing yourself to indulge in your cravings and allowing yourself to live life is so important in a fat loss phase and a fat loss journey. Because if you are just, you know, like I said, I've been there before where I did not allow myself to go out to eat. If I went out to eat, I would get like plain chicken and vegetables, like no butter, no oil, no nothing. And like, that was like my whole life. I would never eat dessert ever. It was just not fun. And it was like, you know, my whole life was just, that was food and fitness. And I didn't have great relationships. I was basically just a little hermit inside because I didn't want to go enjoy life. Not a way to live, in my opinion. So I do think it's important to indulge in your cravings and eat what you want from time to time, because life is too damn short. Like, eat what you want, people. Even in a fat loss phase. Like I said, I'm trying to, you know, make changes in the gym. Like, I'm not hardcore dieting at all, but I do eat what I want, and I do follow, you know, I eat mostly whole foods. I do focus on my portion sizes mostly. I do fill up on voluminous foods. I do listen to my body. I do exercise, all those things. But like I said, I really just eat whatever I want. And I think that is important. So you do have to find that balance between eating the right amount of calories for your body and, you know, just allowing yourself to eat freely and without any... You are sleepy, huh? Yeah, you woke up after 20 minutes. So my very last tip, it's not really a tip, but for me personally, I found that when I was trying to lose weight before pregnancy, I wasn't even really trying to lose weight, but I found intermittent fasting, and that really just helped me with a lot of things. It helped me with my relationship with food, because I fasted and I just was able to eat whatever I want. I was able to eat very big portions, and I was able to stay lean and lose fat effortlessly. It doesn't work for everyone, and I personally don't really do intermittent fasting all the time now because I'm breastfeeding and I'm absolutely just starving all the time. Like, I wake up... Oh yeah? What do you want to tell them about intermittent fasting? You have something to say? So I personally don't do it that much anymore, because like I said, I literally wake up at like 3 in the morning when I'm nursing him, starving. So, you know, like this morning I had breakfast at like 10:30, like breakfast, which is still pretty much a fast in my opinion, because I stopped eating at like 8 p.m. and then, you know, it's just not like, I'm just not strict with it. But I have found that in the past, especially before getting pregnant, that intermittent fasting just like helped me stay lean effortlessly and helped me eat whatever I want, and just like helped me with my relationship with food, because I wasn't afraid to go out to eat, because I was like, okay, I have a lot of calories and macros to fill, and I can literally eat what I want and still stay lean. But again, that doesn't work for everyone, so, you know, and you don't have to try it if you don't want to, but I'm just sharing my personal experience that it has helped me. That it does help me intermittent fast. Intermittent fasting helps me stay lean and just be free. But like I said, I don't do it too much anymore. Like I kind of do like a modification of it, and I'm not strict with it. Like I said, I do listen to my body, and that's the most important thing in my opinion. So those are my top tips. I would say mostly those were 6 tips, and the intermittent fasting one was kind of like a bonus, just like throwing that out there. But you do it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like more videos like this, then let me know in the comments below. If you are new here, please subscribe. I do fitness, nutrition, and baby and mom stuff now because I have this little baby. So thank you guys so much for watching. This video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, so I do know that you liked it and it helps me out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you, bye. Say bye, Grayson. Bye. Ready? Bye. See you later.